tell us a little bit about your play. It's debuting at British Festival this summer.
My play is called How My Mother Died of Cancer and Other Bedtime Stories. And it's a semi-autobiographical tale of a young woman who writes a play about her mother's death and casts her family and friends as themselves, and then watches as chaos ensues.
Okay.
It's a comedy.
When did you begin writing this play?
About, I guess the idea really came 6 years ago when my mom died. I was sitting in the waiting room of Mount Sinai Hospital, feeling kind of sad as one would. I just thought about how my mother wouldn't want me to be sad, even though she was dying of cancer. She kind of would want me to still be happy somehow. And I was like, so maybe I should write a comedy about this.
You used characters that you had written before, though, in previous works. Is that right?
Yes. I should have taken a smaller bite.
That's okay. I'm eating taffy.
I had previously written a show called Kate Morgenstern Writes a Play, which used the same conceit of a girl writing about her family and then casting them as themselves. And so I thought I would just, since I'd grown up, since I'd written that, I would just let everyone else grow up too, see how they all dealt with it.
Since so much time has passed since you started with these characters, and you've been writing this play for several years, have the characters changed significantly since you invented them like many years ago?
Yeah, I mean, the initial one was very much just a light comedy, and really no one had any depth. And I think this has really pushed me to make sure that everyone has a reason for being there, something they want, something they need, and they all have a lot more anger and sadness and fear to work through.
In your original script, the lighter comedy script that you wrote with these characters originally, Kate, the main character, her mom was in that script, was she not?
She was. In fact, Mom was there, and she specified early on that her father had died. Only because I didn't want to write it down. I figured one parent would be more streamlined and be easier. So she had a sort of caricatured mother figure and no father figure at all. And for this show, I had to sort of reverse that and kill Mom and figure out what to do with the father.
Now in your show, How My Mother Died of Cancer, Mom is on stage, but she's played by an actress playing Mom. So in the world of the play, the real characters are dealing with someone playing their recently lost loved one. What was it? Is the character played by the actress playing the character of Mom? Does that really have any similarity to the original mother that you invented for Kate and her brother?
Kind of. I think in both shows there's a sense that Kate writes this caricature of her mother and then sort of has to get around to figuring out who the real person is. It's easy to portray, a silly, funny, over-the-top, stylized mother, and hard to figure out who the real lady is. And so in the original show, that was just sort of something Kate comes to personally, and in this script, it's something that the whole family sort of collectively decides who this woman is and what version of the story are we telling.
To what extent have you shared this story, this script, with your real family?
My little sister has had a couple readings and has read the most recent version. My older brother has read the script. My father knows that I have a show in the fridge, and that's he knows the title, and he knows that it will be difficult for him to see because it contains themes regarding my mother's death, but it's unclear to him exactly how based on reality it is. And I wouldn't say that it's autobiographical, but I would say that, he's in there, you're in there.
So he's coming to see the show?
I think so.
When you began writing this show, obviously you envisioned that one day it would be performed. But did you envision the amount of work that you'd be investing now on, as part of a production team, and for example, the amount of money that you would have to put forward to get it all done?
I guess I hadn't really thought about what it would take to get it to the stage.
You didn't open like a savings account the day you started writing the play?
I should have. It would have made everything easier, and I recommend that for all young playwrights now. Is just start a savings account in advance so you can put something out there. I mean, when I started writing, I didn't really know what was involved in putting on a show, and I mean, like I said, in some ways I'm still figuring out what it takes to put on a show. But yeah, I kind of somehow thought, in like my vague memory when I thought about, or vague imagination, when I thought about what it might be like to put the show on, I just thought someone would do it for me, like I would hand it off and people would make it happen. And as it turns out, no one cares about it as much as I do. It's just me.
What plans do you have leading up to the Fringe Festival show in terms of, you know, getting people to come see the show or getting people to invest in the show?
Basically, I'm trying to make cancer humor palatable in a bite-sized format. It's very tough to make that kind of thing sell quickly. Over the arch of the whole show, cancer humor seems to make sense because you get the emotional gravity that goes along with it. You see that everyone's still legitimately sorry that the mom died. I'm not trying to make light of that loss. It's tough in like 10 seconds to make someone laugh at cancer without them thinking, God, this show is going to be sick. So even our tagline, laughter is the best chemo, is, I think, really funny, but other people could be really put off by that. So making that hard sell is the big task.
Especially if maybe they have had personal experience of other chemotherapy that was actually better, in which case they just think that it's factually inaccurate. So some people I would say that chemo is the best chemo.
If you have cancer, I would not recommend laughter, certainly not as your only chemo, and maybe not even the best.
Maybe there should be a disclaimer, like in small text at the bottom of the flyer.
This show does not cure cancer.
This show does not cure cancer.
It's worth mentioning.
It's worth mentioning. What else can I ask? Oh, so if people want to help out with the show, are you currently accepting donations?
Always. Cancerplay.com. We have a donation link, and you should go there. You should give us money.
I noticed that you're only eating garlic knots. Is that because all of your money is tied up in putting on a play in the Fringe Festival?
Let's say yes. If that'll get someone to donate more, then sure. This only costs $1.
Where do garlic knots fall on the spectrum of effective chemotherapy as compared to laughter or actual chemotherapy?
Well, the tomato has lycopene, which is actually supposed to be pretty good for you and may actually have the antioxidant effects that prevent cancer. So
maybe more biologically effective than laughter.
I think that drinking this tomato sauce would be better than laughter, but I am not a doctor. I'm only a playwright.
All right. Well, and thank God for that.